Well, here we go again. EJK. Titi Dong says some things that just, wow! Sarcasm, you know? That's been Titi Dong for 20-something years, over 20 years I've known of him, I've followed him. And it's the same thing, sarcasm. That's how he deals with stress. That's actually how he stops from hitting people and doing Titi Dong is not crazy. He's a real man of honor. Share na share. I help you, you help me. You're only helping to get the word out. Hello, Rudy, how are you? You know, the ICC, the CHR, the oligarchy, the biased media, LP, yellow tards, communists, everyone has a stake in criminality. They all fucking criminals. And, you know, they all get very excited when Titi Dong says something like, the only sin I'm guilty of is EJK. He's being sarcastic because ever since he won, ever since the election, they have been persecuting his integrity. They have not, the ICC, the CHR, the oligarchy, the biased media, they're not going to report the truth. They don't give a shit to report the truth because they want to hide the lies. They want to hide the criminality. I'm doing fine, just working my carbo ass off. Broadcasted over 3 hours of news. You find that stream and send it around the world because it's up to date news every day on our website. So, you know, the ICC and the CHR and the oligarchy and the Vatican, they're not going to admit their guilt. They're not going to say, Father, forgive me, I have sinned. They're not going to go to the court and say, I'm guilty of criminality, please put me in prison. No, they're going to fight, and they're going to use the stupidity and ignorance of the yellow tard zombies, trolls that follow them. You know, the people that take 500 pesos and a Starbucks coffee, maybe a McAdoo meal or Jollibee. You know, when are we going to come together and rise up to the same equality in integrity? When are we going to have the same integrity and be able to be a shining example of Titi Dong's integrity? You know, when the world looks at us, they see a bunch of vigilante trolls on Facebook that get angry and curse Trillanes and Dilemma and Pungtanginamo and die, kill him, hang him twice. You know, come on, let's get mercy in our heart. Let's set a holy standard because it's definitely probably 80% of all the people that are against Titi Dong are evil and they believe they're holy. It's amazing how reprobate the minds of the body of the so-called stupid God are. They say the name of Jesus and they have no substance thereof. They do not serve Jesus. They have no life of integrity, no accountability, no track record. Look at all of the criminality and pork barrel in the yellow administrations. Look at it. What you going to do about it? Never vote for them again. Now, do you realize that Titi Dong is waiting for you to become a part of the government? Titi Dong is waiting for you to set a standard and rise up and learn not to be beholden to oligarchy and hypocrisy anymore. Titi Dong doesn't want you to be a hypocrite. Oh, ay nako boy. Yeah, I already know that. I've been serving Titi Dong for 27 years. Why you telling me things? Why you telling me things I already know? I'm not being sarcastic, sir. I'm trying to bring people together and open the brain of people that are not thinking. Not thinking. Most DDS and BBM and OFWs have a closed brain. And we need to rise above this shit and we need to start thinking. Doesn't matter if it's a sworn statement or not. I'm talking about the judgment and the biased media holding on to these lies, but they never do focus on the real evil in the world, like the United States and the fucking Vatican. Sir, are you a Catholic? Do you still go to the Catholic Church? Well, you're going to burn in hell. God damn it. It's time for us to reason together, open our brain, and learn. Stop being stupid. We should set up a righteous standard of unity and integrity. And you know, it's not time to try to tell me all of these fucking words. I already know. I've been protecting Tete Didong's image for 27 years. And you know what? In media, that's a hard thing to do. You know, one time, Tete Didong is talking in Basaya. I think it was GMA. Whenever the female prison worker, she was a female prison worker. Hello? Lord have mercy. Remember when the female prison worker in the 90s was raped? She was an Australian social worker. She worked in prison in Davao. Fuck is wrong with my bandwidth? Female prisoner that worked at the from Australia, and she was killed and murdered, raped and murdered. Tete Didong, I don't know how many of you followed Tete Didong since the beginning of his being a mayor in Davao. If it was raining and the house would burn or there'd be a murder, President Duterte would go, even in his pajamas, in the rain, and he would be there on the scene helping. Well, the female prison guard was from Australia, and she was working some type of exchange program or something, a white woman, at the female prison, okay? And it's in the rain, and Tete Didong said in Basaya on, I believe it was GMA, he said, I came, I saw the woman, she's beautiful like an American actress. He said, I wish I would have been the first person to cover her for her dignity. Well, ABC Australia, the next day, just a few hours, they were saying the mayor of Davao in the Philippines, Mayor Duterte, said that he wished he could have been the first person to rape the woman. Tete Didong never said that. Basaya is a language that works from the gut, from the emotions. A lot of sarcasm. Okay? Well, I exposed that because I understand Basaya. And how many times I had to defend Tete Didong. I became popular with all of you during the election. Well, after he won, when that British reporter said, and sir, what do you have to say about all the extrajudicial killing? And Tete Didong went off. And he, you know, all I did is I did a video on Facebook and YouTube, Duterte, a man of no bullshit. And I explained just how the PNP suffered under the Aquino administration. If a police officer would go to apprehend a criminal or a mafia or a drug dealer, if the police officer had to go to court, Aquino, Cory, never even paid for the defense of the PNP. There was no public defender for the PNP. Okay? So the drug lords and the Vatican and the fucking CIA controlled the drug of choice, Shabu. It's crystal meth. And there was no defense. The police officer would lose his job. He'd lose his pension. There was no prosecution attorney. There was no public defender for the police officer. So the police were scared to apprehend a criminal. Now, what can I say? Rule of law, Tete Didong the president, Malacanang Palace with a functional cabinet, and many good warriors, senators, Pacquiao, Drillian. Drillian running, Dick Gordon standing, Trillianis, yeah, Gary with his fucking paperwork, everything going on. Instantly, they started saying EJK, EJK. Guess what? If the police know that they're going to have a prosecution attorney, they're going to have public defense, they're going to have country, state, and providence appointed attorneys to defend them in the line of duty. Guess what? They're going to go and they're going to apprehend the warrants of arrest. They're going to apprehend, they're going to conduct search warrants because they have more power now. And you know what? All of these years of beholding drug lords and criminal activity and all of these years of yellow tards, fucking bullshit, faggot piece of shits like Aquino and Neno and all of that bullshit, all of their beholding to narco-political lawlessness, stealing, killing, and destroying in the name of drugs, acting like they're holy. Guess what? The police were emboldened to actually stand for rule of law. Tete Dong is a man of no bullshit. The whole procedure of apprehending criminality was backed by the Constitution and protected the police officers. That was the major thing that the PNP needed for the whole country. Guess what? All of these drug lords, all of these drug dealers, these rapists, these pieces of shit, they were still thinking they could shoot at the PNP and the PNP would not fire back. They thought the PNP was scared of them. And nakubuhay, no more. Because Tete Dong told them, go. If they pull a gun on you, defend your life. If you feel your life is in danger, kill them. Shoot to kill. Tete Dong never did order the PNP to go and execute people without a due process trial. Now, the LP, they staged many incidences like that child that was killed by two people dressed like PNP on video. Remember that? The LP tried to make a slaughter out of that when it was actually a hitman hired by the fucking LP and the yellow tards and the goddamn drug lords. Who's that big tall son of a bitch that fake Vice President Lenny walks around with, that gago King Kong piece of shit Carbo that wear the t-shirt look like a prison man? At least 10 feet tall, that son of a bitch. That's a drug lord. And Lenny walking arm in arm with that fucking piece of shit. Now, why am I fired up? Because we should be smarter than the biased media. We should be a hell of a lot smarter than the LP. We are definitely smarter than what? Are we smarter than yesterday? No. We need to open our brain because we need to learn that we're judged by how we respond to the media. We are judged by our stupidity, by our ignorance. And if we don't open our brain and start realizing that there's a whole lot of serious shit going on that you don't even pay attention to. 3 years now, Tete Dong's been fighting. 3 years. And you know what all of you have been doing? You've been in this cockpit of chismis like a fucking rooster fight, sharing stories and putting fucking comments this goddamn long without even knowing what the fuck you're looking at. Many of the stories you share are lies. The biased media uses reverse psychology to keep you stupid. The Bible says the Father's creation dies from stupidity, lack of knowledge. Y'all better wake your ass up. You know why? Because Jesus said in the last day, Jesus already told you not to go to church because you are a church. Not the Church of God, not the Jehovah's Witness. You have been fighting. Well, y'all need to start listening to what I say. Open the brain. Fighting with a bunch of words on Facebook, the battle starts within ourselves, brother. It starts within ourselves. We must have integrity. We must have courage and not be cowards. It's easy to hide behind a profile and bark like a fucking Chihuahua dog. Just barking. Talking shit. We need to actually learn to forgive these goddamn LP. We need to be holy. We need to not have any engagement of talking about them because we look like vigilantes. The stage was set during the election campaign with thousands of Facebook support groups to elect Tete Didong. There were yellow-tarred trolls, admins, and all of these goddamn groups. All of these groups. Tete Didong was not even in the Malacanang Palace yet. Okay. Good. I'm glad to know, Papa Bear, whoever, whatever. And thousands of stories were going out around the world. DDS supporters, London, Canada, Singapore, fucking everywhere around the world where there's OFWs, there was a group to elect Tete Didong and Bongbong. Well, you know, Cory Aquino had hundreds and hundreds of yellow-tarred trolls acting like Duterte supporters. Mostly women and baklaks. Expats all over the world. You know what they were going to do? They were trying to make Tete Didong look like a murderer. They were trying to make Tete Didong look like a dictator. Make him look stupid. And you know how they did it? Remember during the election, all of the posts, death penalty, yes or no? Remember that fucking shit? Do you remember death by hanging, yes or no? In hundreds of groups. Remember that fucking shit? You remember how many naked bodies of dead little girls were raped? That was all stories planted by trolls, by yellow-tarred pieces of shit acting like Duterte admins. In groups all over Facebook. Hundreds of groups. Gago fucking trolls. You know why they did that? To give all of you a hive mentality like a bunch of monkeys in the jungle, throwing shit at each other. These people made all of you look stupid, made you look like vigilantes. And don't judge me because I'm telling you the truth. Judge yourself. How many stories did you share that was a fucking lie? The Pope tells all the priests and the nuns not to attend rallies. Thank you, Papa Francis. God, go stupid. Stupid. That was a lie. Arnold Schwarzenegger never did talk good about Duterte. Angela Merkel never did talk good about Duterte. The Queen of fucking England, that old bitch, she never did talk positive about Duterte or the Philippines. Thousands and thousands and thousands of stories you shared that was a lie. Fake news, bullshit, all designed to make you negative, to make you hate, to make you judge and kill. I was part of it. That's why I can talk about it. I was guilty also. I didn't share a lot of fake news stories because I was debunking them damn stories every day. But why does the ICC, why does Dilemma, why does Trillianus, why does Gary, and all of these pieces of shit feel so emboldened against us and Tete Didong? Because we've been making ourselves look negative since the election. It's called psychological warfare. Okay? Now, how many of you are still beholden to biased media? How many of you watch CNN Philippines, ABS-CBN, GMA? How many of you, anytime you hear your eyes is like this? How many times you watch? Well, that's biased media. If they are media for the Philippines, they should already know 3 years of election. They should already know Tete Didong when he says, the only sin I'm guilty of is EJK. He's being sarcastic. Just like when he was in Marawi and he was telling the soldiers, well, if you want to rape, go, you know. He was being sarcastic. He was not telling the soldiers and the PNP to go and rape women. Seriously. We should already know this. We should be learning. We should be united. We should not allow the oligarchy and the biased media to know what our plans are. How many times you asked for RevGov power and martial law during the first 6 months of the election of Titi Didong in the Malacanang Palace that he hates? How many of you heard Titi Didong say, I don't really need martial law. If I need martial law, you're going to support me. I know what to do. A big fucking rally. RevGov power raised 30,000 US just cause a cockpit of chismis bullshit. Titi Didong interviewed by Moko Usan. Titi Didong said, I don't need RevGov power right now. I don't know why y'all talking about this. I know the people are going to support me if I choose RevGov power. You can't tell Titi Didong what to do if it's stupid. When are we going to start governing our lives and growing and healing? When? But Beth, it's all I know. I look like a goddamn fool in the United States. I'm one of the only big mouth cowboys that is 100% Duterte. And Beth, you see, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of any DDS or BBM or OFW. If I say open your brain, well then goddamn it, y'all need to open your brain. We have all suffered from hypocrisy and oligarchy and slavery and pain. The generational curse is oligarchy and hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is all of the churches because the churches make hypocrites, right? So what's the plan? Click the link on this. Join a real social network. I've been paying for and managing a social network for 3 years and none of you have joined it. I have a social network with one app. It has messenger, phone, calling. You can even work. I can put you to work. You can manage your business and your life. There's no oligarchs. There's no yellow tards. It's hosted in Russia. I don't do business with United States technology companies. We do our news daily. We have our own small app that'll free up 5 gigs of space on your phone. Facebook takes 5 gigs. You can have groups. You can have your Duterte group in our site. But none of you care. None of you will click the link. I have tried to get you to click the link since the election. So we could not let our left hand know what the right hand is doing. I love all of you. Share and share. The ICC, the CHR, the oligarchy, the biased media, the LP, the yellow tards, the Vatican, they all judge Tete Didong based on lies. But we know that they're evil, they're murderers, they steal, kill, and destroy. When are we going to stand in our truth and be free? When are we going to be men and women living by the power of our testimony? When are we going to have a heart of mercy? I ask all of you a question. This video might be seen by 1 million people. Can you forgive and love Trillianis? Can you forgive and love the priest that raped the children? Can you forgive Dilemma? Can you forgive Drillian? Bakit, John, why you say this? Because it's what our Father demands us to do. Now do you realize why this Carbo is always talking to you? Jesus told us in the last day, when we finally come together and reason together, we would do greater things than he did. The Philippines is the chosen nation, the Garden of Eden. Wake up. You're bought with a price. Stop being gago. Stop being gago. Because Tete Didong, one thing, President Duterte has a character flaw. President Duterte will never tell you what I'm telling you because he loves you and serves you. President Duterte will allow you to learn on your own. He's like a loving father. But I don't give a shit. I'll tell you. If you gotta go, I'll tell you. If you have a goddamn closed brain, I'll tell you. I got nothing to lose. But I have you and your power and your happiness and protecting your children to gain. I have the success of what President Duterte told you he would do. Get rid of the oligarchy and the Vatican and make the next generation free, sovereign. Protect the children. That's the only reason why I'm here. I serve a hero, President Duterte. And I'm tired of making myself look stupid to you. I'm tired of getting angry to all of you. Stop paying attention to goddamn gago bias media. Learn. Be beholding to Tete Didong. Show President Duterte that you're healing from many generations of being fucking dogs and slaves to the Vatican and the West. Stop saying that you're a Filipino. You're kababayan. Forget about the kingdom of Ophir. What about Maharlika? Huh? What about reality right now? Where's your power? Is your power based on stupidity? Are you going to die stupid? Or will you heal and reconcile your life? Will you take your path of reconciliation, your manifest destiny? Will you develop a relationship with the Father in heaven instead of that stupid God for Babylon? That's what I want to know. God bless all of you. I just want to see peace and unity. Stop telling me that you're united. You're not united. You waste all your time typing big old long statements that are stupid. They make you look stupid. Look at the mistakes Andrew Oliver made. Being silly. Now look at him talking about different things, singing, making choices. You know why Andrew Oliver acted silly since the election for 3 years? Because he knows the evil he's fighting against. He knows how powerful and how much honor President Duterte has. He knows the pain of his people. Andrew Oliver is anointed. He's a wise young man. And it's easy for him to be silly and act stupid and make you laugh and get a message to you, just like Tete Didong is sarcastic. But his little sign language shit almost got his ass put in jail, right? 5 years. How many thousand peso fine? When are we going to grow together, open our brain, open our hearts? Open my eyes to your heart, Lord. Open my... What? I want to see you. When are we going to realize that our Father in heaven, not our God in Babylon, but our Father in heaven, all he wants is to love us and have a relationship with us? That's why Jesus came, to show you how not to be a little bitch for religion. Jesus came to remind you that you're created in the image of the Father. I miss my time with you. Those moments together. I used to be with you each day. But it hurts me when you say you're too busy. Busy trying to serve me. But how can you serve me when your spirit's empty? There's a longing in my heart, wanting more than just a part of you. it's true. I miss my time with you. That's the song our Father sings to us, a basic, simple love song. Most of you, the last time you had unity and love and peace from the Father is when you were in your mother's womb, when you were a baby. The oligarchs created a world that turned you into a religious slave that lives by fear and stupidity. That's what oligarchy and hypocrisy is. It makes hypocrites. So, let's just do what Jesus said. Let's reason together. Don't you see that this is prophetic? President Duterte is an anointed, chosen man. He's the eagle of the South. Open your brain and study your own prophecy of your culture, not the prophecy of the Jesuits or the churches. Babylon wrote the Bible. Our Father didn't write the Bible. Our Father wrote the Ten Commandments. Okay? Do you see how deep and how many thousands of years the oligarchs have been making us slaves? Making us deny our own soul when Jesus said, don't have any contracts with Caesar. Caesar is all the churches. Caesar is Babylon. Babylon the Great is Vatican, City of London, and Washington, D.C., the Three Crown Corporation. How did all of this slavery and hypocrisy start? When the mercantile company, the pirates of the sea, shut down the last Silk Road from China to New Orleans, Louisiana. General Lafayette. My city is named Lafayette, Louisiana. I understand Bisaya because my grandfather used to speak almost exactly like Tete Didong. The year 1700, Filipinos were here while the slaves were here. The white slaves and black slaves in Louisiana. The Louisiana Purchase was the largest, most fraudulent land deal that the oligarchs and Napoleon and the Jesuits ever committed against humanity. They stopped land-based trade and they started Admiralty law, the law of the seas. They took over the world by annexing all humans and all lands, all countries, under what's known as the Three Crown Corporation, Admiralty law. And to this day, you're still a slave. Money is your real God, and fear. You think you have courage, you don't, you're a coward. Because if you had courage, you would do what I'm doing. You would understand the battle cry. You would realize that the power of agreement and the truth would break the yoke that's binding your children's future. How do we know this is the end time? Because Russia, China, the ASEAN Conference, and Philippines is reestablishing the Silk Road and Belt. The Admiralty law of the Illuminati of New World Order, the war lords of the oligarchs is over. But as long as you live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. You need to live not by bread alone, but by the power and the anointing of the fruit of your life and the power of your testimony. What is your testimony? You see what I'm doing? Almost 40 years of studying the Illuminati, the oligarchs, the Vatican, Babylon, has made me a warrior of truth. And I've been begging you to open your brain and learn so you can have knowledge. So you can stand. Because Tete Didong promised you one generation to never be beholden to oligarchy, the West, ever again. Vatican, ever again. How can you be free? You have to break free and stop being a slave to the things that make you stupid. This is serious, people. President Duterte will not stand up and tell all Filipinos, open your brain. You know what he'll tell you? This is our government. By the people, for the people. You are the government, my friends, my family. You are the government. And how do you participate with your government? By not allowing your life to be a slave. That's how you grow and open your life. You take the scales from your eyes. You take your stone judgment heart. And you change. You let mercy live in your heart. You allow your eyes and your ears and your mouth to use wisdom instead of stupidity. Think 100 times before you make yourself look like an oligarch or an LP or a yellow tard. Because if you're doing and saying the same thing as the yellow tards and the LP and the biased media, you just like them. Goggle. I love all of you, so change. Wake up. Tete didong. If you put the ICC, the CHR, the LP, the yellow tards, the Vatican, the West, the biased media, and you put Tete didong on a scale of justice, Tete didong will be stronger than the international criminal empire I just mentioned. Because he's a man of honor. We need to be men and women of honor and not live and fight in a cockpit of chismes called Facebook. I love all of you. The time to change is now. Because you think this is going to be fun? With all the money, all the organization, and with all of you still being beholden to your own slavery and your own fear and your own ignorance, you're still beholden to many years of slavery and lies. The only thing that's going to save us is the power of agreement, unity, education. That's why I'm here. Blow the trumpet. Speak to the mountain. It will be moved. The oligarchs in the Vatican must serve us, and we must forgive them. I love all of you. Bye.